You gotta get right. Check this out, y'all. It's your man JcThaBarber, 818 Valley representative. You guys are tuning in to Straight Out the Trunk. I'm finna drop some jewels for you guys. Make sure you tune in. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's definitely that show to watch. Now let me get back to my lineup.
Support the homies.
Okay, what up? It's your boy Bankhead, Straight Out the Trunk. It's our new segment, Pop That Trunk. You feel me? It's my girl Nate Passion.
Hey.
That boy Monty. That guy Monty. My bad. Hey, it's all good. Hey, Straight Out the Trunk though. Pop That Trunk. It's our new segment on YouTube. Go subscribe right now.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat.
All that.
You feel me? Straight Out the Trunk _. But today we got JcThaBarber.
Hey.
What's going on with Straight Out the Trunk? What we talking about today?
We talking about JcThaBarber, the life of a barber, behind the scenes, the ups and downs of it.
Y'all really want to know all that?
We have to know. That's an untold story.
Just a barber though.
It's an untold story. You ain't just a barber though.
He knows.
Hold on, you see them trophies over there?
Yeah, he knows he's not just a barber. He's just being modest. It's cool.
I mean, okay, we could get it in.
What we got over here?
Yeah,
so we got, what's this flag right here?
This is a social media influencer award I won last year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, basically, some of the industry had honored me for being one of the social media influencers, just influencing a lot of the youth to follow their dreams and everything like that. This was 2013's favorite male barber of the year. And then this one right here, this one means a lot to me. This is the Exotics. This is the Celebrity Barber of the Year that I won last year as well. Just going hard. I think that I'm the only barber who has achieved what I've achieved in the time that I've achieved it.
Absolutely.
So I've only been cutting, this is my 6th year cutting hair. And I mean, there's no barber on the planet that can say they've done what I've done in that short period of time.
No, really, I've witnessed your growth, so definitely I feel you on that. Being a celebrity barber, what are some of the celebrities that you have worked with? Just to name a few, because I know you have a
French Montana, Ty Dolla $ign, Snoop Dogg, DJ Khaled. That's just in the music industry.
See this wall?
We got some great NBA legends: Paul Pierce, Gilbert Arenas, DeMarcus Cousins. I mean, I've literally cut every big contract player that you can think of.
Right.
They've come in from out of town, and sometimes, like if I can't make it, I'll just send another one of the barbers from the Brotherhood Barbershop just to go take care of them. So like everybody in the shop has had a chance to, work with ball players, artists, and stuff like that.
Right.
I like to spread the love and make sure that everybody on the team is eating.
Absolutely.
Hey, going to your influencer award. Back in the day, let's back it all the way. Let's start it back how you wanted to barber, I was reading that you spent some time in lockdown, and
I didn't know that.
they locked you free. You feel me? They locked you all the way down bars, you feel me? But anyway, you lined yourself up and people was like, thought you was Samoan up in there, and they started asking you to cut their hair. That's how you started.
Yeah, so like what happened was I was bad back in the day, growing up in the 8, made a lot of wrong decisions, but I turned it around, when I had my kids. And when I was locked up, I had my beard, so the time that I was in there, I wouldn't want to get a haircut, so I would just line my beard up. So everybody was like, hey, you're nice with the razor blade, because you literally had to break the razor off and do it yourself. So they was like, hey, can you line me up? I'm like, what you got for me? Run that. Run me those suits. You know, like the whole thing. So I was like, dang, I don't have to pay for. I don't have to spend my store. I just use everybody else's store.
So it was a hustle from the jump.
Yeah. So off top. So then what happened? My boy Marco was like, hey, bro, you should go to barber school. He's like, I'm gonna go to barber school. Like, you should become a barber. And then I thought about it. Like, a lot of people don't know this about me, but before I started cutting hair, I used to do real estate.
Okay.
So that's where I get my business marketing and branding from.
Yeah.
So what I did was I incorporated that with barbering because people understand that barbering is a business at the same time.
Really?
You know, like we provide a service and we get paid for our service.
Right.
So what happened was, I was in barber school and stuff like that. After 2 months, the barber instructor was like, hey, you know what? I like the fact that you're a go-getter. You're out in the front of the school passing out cards, dragging people in. You know, even though the school is charging $5, you're still trying to get $20. You know, so like he was like, I like that about you. Come work on my shop on Christmas Day. So I was like, dang, like I'm nervous. Like I've never worked in a shop before. So what I did was I was like, you know what? I hit up everybody I knew, and I walked into that barber shop on Christmas. It was a Christmas Eve with 15 of my own appointments. Like the other barbers that was there, they were seasoned. Like I used to get my haircut from some of them barbers.
So they was expecting you.
They're like, oh, you a barber now? Come on now. So they were expecting me to try to sit back. You know, most of the time when you see a new barber, they typically sit in the chair. Wait for walk-ins. Hey, you waiting on somebody? That's what they typically do.
Yeah.
But I sat down, I brought 15 of my own appointments. Everybody was like, oh, I'm waiting on JC. I'm waiting on JC.
So you got that respect already when you
Off
walked
top.
in.
And that's a tactic that you use. I saw, I watched some of the interviews and some of the seminars. You do seminars. That's a tactic that you tell a lot of barbers.
Yeah, of course.
To bring your own appointments.
Of course. Like if you don't have.
It's a good look for you.
Absolutely.
Right.
You can never wait. Not even just with barbering, but something that my stepfather taught me was that you should never wait for anybody to give you anything. At all.
Great lesson.
If you want something, you go out and get it. Period. Nobody owes you anything in this world. So that's the whole type of mentality that I have, and I still try to instill into any barber that I come
Which is why you were outside standing out there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. There's the hustle behind all of this.
Yeah.
So what school did you go to?
The Academy of Barbering Arts. It was in Van Nuys. I still remember the day. Like my boy LP, we would go to barber school like in sweats, house shoes, white t-shirts. It was crazy. Like just being there. And what's crazy is I actually got kicked out of school for being there too long. Like I was ahead in hours.
Oh wow! So you're an overachiever.
I mean, yeah. You know what? Yes.
So to complete barber school, you have to have like a certain amount of
$1,500.
hours. 1,500 hours.
In school or outside of like
Inside school.
Inside school.
You're not even supposed to work in the shop.
Damn, that's crazy.
So
But you
when you was working inside, okay.
I had to. I had my oldest daughter.
You gotta get that.
You know, my daughter was at that time. She was 5 years old. You know, I was living in my aunt's back house. Just got out of jail. I couldn't live with my mom or anything. So my aunt let me stay in her back house. And when I tell you, it was probably smaller than my little man cave.
Talking about your mom, how was like the family support system behind all of this? When you came fresh out of jail and the barbering, like how did your family take you wanting to go into barbering, and how did they see the vision the way you saw
No,
it?
not at all. My parents would always my mother, she would always support me, but she's like, you know what? Like,
She doesn't see the
Yeah.
She got like you got 9 to 5. You got
forget a 9 to 5. She said, go work at the post office.
Post
Go be a RN.
Right.
You know, like go do something like that.
Get
Go
some
get
benefits.
stable.
Gotcha.
But I couldn't. Not with my record. I have 3 felonies.
Okay.
So there was no way that I was about to get. I have to write that down. Have you ever been convicted of felony? Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And is
Like,
that why you couldn't
If
stay at
yes,
home?
why? What are they?
Is that why you couldn't stay at home, because it wasn't like eye to eye?
absolutely. Like
Right.
me, I was bad. Like I was really bad in high school. And I look back now, like, what the heck was I doing?
But it needs you.
The high school at the Valley?
Yeah.
In
Went
the
to Birmingham.
streets? Birmingham?
Oh,
Preacher,
word.
listen
We
to
don't
the
like
streets.
Birmingham.
For everybody that don't know, we got some thugs in the Valley.
That's what his nickname was. That's what his name was.
So what was the hardest thing becoming a barber? Like, what was the hardest thing you had to learn? Was it getting lineups?
Not even that. Not even that. You know how hard it is for me to sit there, being a Filipino barber and being like, just approaching me like, hey bro, let me cut your hair. I remember, I kid you not, we had this thing called D block, right?
Okay.
And I was probably like, I was like the only Filipino in barber school. So as I'm in barber school, I'm like, hey, let me cut your hair. Let me cut your hair. Man, you can't cut black hair.
That's what-
Get out of here. I'm not gonna let you touch my waves.
Yeah.
Discrimination.
So like, I mean, but it happens like that. Like,
Yeah.
if you
That's
off
fair.
top, if you didn't know anybody, you walked into a random barbershop, would you let the
I
Asian
would.
dude or the white dude just cut your off top?
I wouldn't.
Hell no.
But me, I'll look at your fit. I'll look at your fit.
Hey, what does your fit have to do?
A lot.
No,
A lot.
That works.
You know how to put yourself together so you can put somebody else together.
I gotta look at your hairline. Like, I'm gonna look at your hair to see if...
But see, most barbers have fucked up haircuts.
But not even the look, he has a certain type of service.
Yeah.
You're talking about your services and what your services are worth, and that's
Absolutely.
how you step the rates up.
Yeah,
You know
absolutely.
what I mean? So, what does your service consist of? Someone sits in the chair. What, like,
Off top.
yo, pause. I was on your Instagram today, and there was something with like on their people's nose, and it's
Yeah.
an extra
I saw that.
$100.
What was
That's a
What
black
is
hair
it?
removal.
Blackhead remover.
Okay.
There is like literally like you saw that,
Yeah, I saw
There's so
it.
many things that's upgrading the barber world that
Right.
people don't know.
but it's treatment. It's
Exactly.
self-treatment, like what women do. They go to, the laser hair removal, and they
Mhm.
don't understand the grooming. And then I just, like, before the interview, he gave us some natural setting spray.
the blue water facial mist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so like what
amazing.
happens is like, so what I've learned is every time somebody goes to a barbershop, and like I used to get my haircut every 3 days when I was doing real estate.
Mhm.
So I would pay my barber $50 just to jump the line. So
Wow.
I knew that there's
Very
money
good
in it.
Yeah.
I'm seeing him every 3 days.
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna jump the line, I'm gonna give you $50, it's nothing. So in barber school, they mainly teach you how to sanitize all of your equipment. Whether you're in barber school, cosmetology, the main thing they teach you
You need to
is sanitize. So they don't teach you the business part of it. They don't teach you, the only thing that they do tell you is make sure that you have $100. As a barber, you should always have $100 in your pocket. I came from real estate. You know what I'm saying? So
You need
for me
more
to have
than that.
$100 in my
Yeah,
pocket, I was
right.
like, nah, that's a loss.
Yeah.
Now to the average Joe, $3,000 a month, if you make $100 a day, that's not bad tax free. But at 21 and I'm making $250,000, $300,000 a year doing real estate, how am I supposed to go from that to $100?
Yeah, that's backwards.
So that's why I was like, you know what? Let me do what nobody else is doing. When you go to a barbershop, when you sit down, you ask them, they ask you, what do you want? You tell them what you want, they mainly cut your hair, put the hot sauce on you, and you're done, right?
Typical cut.
Exactly.
I will sit there,
Exactly.
before you even sit in the chair, I will look at you like, okay, you want a low take, because you want to be able to see your box for your lineup. We're going to fade the beard in so it lines up real crisp, and it fades in. I noticed that you want your goatee a little bit longer, so we're going to blend it just like this. You know what I'm saying? So like I would actually look at you and know off top what kind of haircut you would want.
The way you would look good in.
Yeah, just off top, even by your head, you're like real low. And I'm like, you should bring your beard line up to make your jawline pop. It's little things like that. That's the consultation. So then I wash their hair. Most barbers not gonna wash their hair. I wash their hair. I'll sit there, I'll
That's
blow
real
dry,
treatment right there.
condition.
Yeah.
I give them a haircut. I actually show them one side of the head. So I'm like, this is how you want it? Oh yeah, that's right. Because anytime somebody sits in your chair as a new client, they're gonna be real timid. They're like, I hope he's not messing me up.
Yeah.
They keep looking at the mirror. So that's how I would approach my service. After the cut, I would give them hot towel, facial, scalp manipulation, the whole 9. So I figured that price is only what you're gonna pay, and value is what you're gonna get. So if I'm giving you all this type of service that you're not gonna get anywhere else, people want what they genuinely can't have. So if you just say you're in a shop and I'm giving my man all of that treatment, you're looking at your barber like, why don't I get that?
Yeah, like step your
He's
game
giving
up.
him like the whole 9.
Yeah, I feel
I want that. Even though you don't have it already, you want it.
And were you doing that in barbershops?
I was doing it in the
You were like
barbershop.
shitting on barbers, right?
In my barbershop, I was charging, at that time, it was like, the shop that I was working at, it was $15 a haircut. So I was charging $40 full service haircuts. So I learned to work smarter work smarter, not harder. Because it's a pain, like just to sit there and try to bang out 15, 20 haircuts, it's hard. Now I can do 2 haircuts in a day and be good. I don't have to work. Yeah, what?
He's chilling. Chilling for the rest.
Chilling.
Out of all the haircut styles, what was the hardest one you had to like learn?
Man.
'Cause I seen you on Instagram. You was with an actor or something, and you was with him, and he had some weird European hair. And
Oh, Afrojack.
yeah.
Uh,
So it was